Our top story, though, if there is one thing about the Jawans and the officers of the Indian Army, it is their willingness to do anything that is assigned to them, anything at all, from fighting wars to helping rescue civilians during disasters. But now NDTV has learned that officers and Jawans of the Indian Army will not receive a single paisa from the organizing committee of the Commonwealth Games, despite being called in to help during the Games. NDTV has accessed a letter written by the Urban Development Minister, Jayapal Reddy, to Defence Minister A.K. Antony, saying the Commonwealth Games cannot pay allowances to army men who are on Games duty.
Officers of the Indian Army guarding and literally running with the Commonwealth Games baton as it travels across the country. Close to 900 Jawans and 60 officers are being deployed at various venues across the capital to help make the Games a success. In February this year, the organizing committee wrote to the Sports Ministry seeking the Army's help. In return, they promised to pay the officers and the Jawans an allowance for the money they would spend on travel and other costs while going from venue to venue. Not just that, the Army is also providing accommodation to 2,500 artists who are practicing at the Army parade ground for the opening and closing ceremonies, for which the Army has spent almost 8 crores renovating the hostels. But now a rude shock. NDTV has accessed this letter written by the Union Urban Development Minister, Jayapal Reddy, to the Defence Minister this month, asking the Army not to charge almost 11 crores that needs to be paid by the organizing committee as per their agreement.
I do not remember the contents. I did write to the Defence Minister not to charge us for certain things.
The group of ministers, Mr. Jayapal Reddy, had requested the Defence Minister that the Army should do it free of charge. So they agreed to do some things free of charge, something they are charging.
But here's the stinker. While the letter was written by Jayapal Reddy, a closer inspection shows that it was the organizing committee's chairman, Suresh Kalmadi, who had complained to the group of ministers about the charges being levied by the Army. Just this month, the CAG had raised the red flag about the organizing committee spending close to 5 crore rupees to renovate the offices of the Indian Olympic Committee in the capital, which was occupied by the OC for just a couple of months. But clearly it seems that the OC is applying different rules for the Army.
किस तरीके से मैनेज कर रहे हैं कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स को, ये पूरे एड हॉक डिसीजंस जो लास्ट मिनट में लिए जा रहे हैं, ये मतलब कि देश को शोभा नहीं देती है। मतलब ये किस तरीके से कर रहे हैं मैनेजमेंट, हमें पता नहीं। अब देखिए क्या स्पष्टीकरण देंगे वो।
While any steps to save money and cut costs for what's being touted as the world's most expensive Commonwealth Games ever is highly appreciated, the fact is the government has decided to start with the Army by cutting costs. Incidentally, it was the Army and the armed forces that came to the rescue of the government to save the Asian Games in 1982. In New Delhi, Siddharth Pandey for NDTV.